Sometimes you see something, and then you have to view it just one more time because it's so confusing and surreal that no way is it what it looks like. That's the whole point though. Be it in magic or in art, making something look like something completely different is a skill all in its own. Today, we're going to show you 21 art illusions that will have you fooled. So hit that subscribe button and let's get started. You probably used to think you need a whole range of tools at your disposal to create a good and truly convincing illusion. But this just proves that it's not about how many supplies you have. We have to really applaud whoever came up with this. It's actually insanely creative. What makes it even crazier is when you think about how this was formed using only paper, and the rest is just talent and experience. This is the world's very first anamorphic illusion screen. It's in Seoul, Korea. When you see it, it really does seem like there's a real car inside that even pokes out of the screen. This artist painted some steps on the road so realistically that he successfully fooled one passerby on his bike who swerved to the side because he thought it was real. There was a block in front of the wall here, and this artist had the most genius idea. He transformed the block into a very real-looking bus. You can see the whole process too. It starts off with a bunch of lines and ends with an insane realistic-looking bus parked in front of the wall. Ruben Loza is an artist from Guadalajara. He works in hyperrealism and makes creepily lifelike replicas of people from modeling clay, silicon, resin, and other things. He's made one of David Bowie too. Okay, this one we can explain. The train was moving and you could only see that through the window, so it makes it look like the car is speeding. This artist gained popularity on TikTok for making some pretty wild optical illusions on her hands. In the first clip, they made their finger look exactly like a pen. Then they made their hand look like a lamp, and then a turtle eating some leaves. Now both hands are in a race against each other. This craftsman is making a birdcage entirely out of chocolate. It looks way too pretty to eat. After the artist painted the structure, there's no way you can tell what it's actually made of. There's not one single mistake to be seen on the birdcage. Okay, so it's a guy just chilling on a chair. Wait, what? That's not quite it. Okay, this is going to require some explaining to make sense. Initially, it looked like maybe the chair was two-dimensional, but no, it's a real chair. By putting some well-thought-out lines at certain places, the whole perspective of the chair is thrown off, and that messes with our eye, creating the illusion. Props to the artist who came up with this. It's simple, yet really effective. There's actually no turns in this illusion. It's known as the parallax effect. The side that's going faster is actually closer to the train. The slower side is approximately 4 lanes away from the train. The train is going towards Manchester on the left side of the cutting. Yeah, it doesn't entirely make sense to us either. You need some knowledge of physics to know how this one was made. Nonetheless, it looks pretty cool. This artist found an abandoned space and decided to use it for his work. He made an anamorphic spray painting of a bird in the wall hole. You can even slide the head back and forth. It does look pretty real. This guy painted some realistic-looking cylinders in the middle of the road with perfect shading, and even shadows filled in. People who saw it were definitely fooled. There's really not much we can say about this one. It really speaks for itself. This makeup artist is crazy good at their job and really knows just what they're doing. It actually looks like her face is sliced up and then cut in two. It definitely takes years to get this skilled at something. She probably wins the Best Costume Award every year on Halloween. It's hard to imagine anyone topping this. Whoa, what on earth is happening here? This room is meant to be seen with one eye, and that too through a peephole. The real shape of the room is a trapezoid. From the front, it seems standard, so when you see it the way it's meant to be seen, this illusion takes place. You probably think that this wood has been modified in some way, but it hasn't. Yes, that's just plain old wood. It looks like this because this video was shot using a digital camera with a rolling shutter. The speed at which it's spinning gives the illusion that it's bendy and flexible. At first glance, you're fooled into thinking that there's nothing suspicious going on here and that everything is normal. But then at the end, you see what's up. Something is definitely off. If you were looking closely though, you'd see the giant trees in the back and could make out how tiny the car actually is. This amazing illusion was the work of Roy Lichtenstein, one of the great American artists and a pioneer in pop art. It really looks like it's been drawn onto a photo. This is just insane. It's crazy what some strategic camera work can do. Sure had us fooled in the first few seconds. It looks like it was right there next to the guy for real, but it wasn't. It's a very neat sculpture though. Maybe it's some sort of homage to gardeners. These sculptures by renowned artist Julian Voss Andrea become invisible as the viewer takes a 360-degree tour around them. This guy has more than earned his place at the Met. There's realism, and then there's hyperrealism. And then there's this worm jelly that isn't actually a worm jelly. The details are drawn perfectly with such skill down to every ridge on the worm jellies. They all look like you could just pick them up one by one and shove them into your mouth. Alright, comment down below which of these art illusions had you fooled the most. Before you go, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to Trend Joint for more. See you around!